Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. Thank you for my health, Spirit. Thank you for my health. Thank you for my health, Spirit. Thank you for my health. My radiant, my radiant, my radiant health. My radiant, my radiant, my radiant health. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. And thank you for joining us here at our live Zoom Sunday service at Unity Spiritual Center, or of Unity Spiritual Center. I am glad that you have found your way to us and that we are staying connected during this time. It's wonderful to see your faces, especially Vera. Totally psyched to see you join us. Awesome. And I want you to know that I am keeping all of you in my prayers during this time. And if you are joining us for the first time, I look forward to meeting you when we're able to meet in person safely. And we affirm that that is going to happen sometime within this year, within our 75th anniversary year. One thing to note as we get started, and that is that as you're coming on, you are being put on mute. That is so you don't have to worry about your background noise. And as always, there are two times when we make an exception for that. One is when I ask for a volunteer for the daily word. And at that time, just indicate your interest by waving at the camera or putting it in chat. If you don't have a copy of the daily word near you, but you'd like to read, you can always look it up at dailyword.com, I believe. They list that day's reading every single day.
And the sound comes on.
And let's see here. We also will ask you to unmute yourself if you have a prayer request. When we take our prayer requests, you're able to either write that in the chat, or again, if you'd like to make your voice heard, just wave to the camera and we'll take you off mute so you can share that with your spiritual family here. But for now, I invite you just to take a deep breath wherever you are as we go within our inner sanctuary where we are always safe, guided, and at peace. Just take this time to let go of any worries or concerns and connect virtually with your spiritual community here and with the God of your understanding. Here at Unity Spiritual Center, we celebrate the truth that our God is love, as expressed in Unity's foundation statement, which you're invited to say along with me at home. There is only one presence and one power, active as the universe and as my life, God the good, omnipotent. So again, just take a deep breath Gently release any cares of the day, whatever you were doing before or whatever you need to do after can wait during this hour. As you open yourself up to the love and goodness of the divine, as you relax into the sacred time and space of Unity Spiritual Center's service. For 75 years now, we at Unity Spiritual Center have celebrated and honored people of every culture, of every creed, of every religion, of every race, of every age, and every lifestyle, knowing that there are many paths to God, many faces of God, many names for God, but only one God. Seeing through eyes of oneness and acknowledging our oneness, we know that God indwells all people and is expressed through each of us in unique, special, and individual ways. Unity offers positive, practical, progressive spiritual teachings and tools that honor the universal truth in all religions and respects each individual's right to choose a spiritual path. Just to make that message visual, I'm going to light our worship candle, which we light every Sunday, so that you can see what it is that those words mean. And as you look at this candle and you see that flame, that you remember that you have a flame, a divine flame inside and outside, that you are an individualized spark of God. You are the light of God, and God does God's work in the world through the movements of your hands and your heart. Clinked. it's like we're toasting. Our vision and the opportunity for each one of us here is that you discover the power within you to create the life of your dreams, that you have peace of mind and deep happiness, that you enjoy joyous and loving relationships with yourself, with spirit, and with others, that you spend your days doing what you love and feel called to do. And most of all, that you know that your life matters, that you make a difference, and that the world is a better place because you're here. So let's take a pause now to listen to a musical selection sung by our music director extraordinaire, Michael Hatfield.
All right, you'll recognize this tune a little bit. I have adjusted some lyrics to make it relevant to what we're doing. Not that it wasn't before, but here we go. Da 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 dum da 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 dum da da. If there's anything that you want, if there's anything I can do, just call on me and I'll send it along with love from me to you. If there's anything that you want, like a heart that's oh so true, just call on me and I'll send it along with love from me to you. I've got time to help the homeless and shelter them inside. I've got plans to help the hopeless that keeps me satisfied. Ooh, if there's anything that you want, if there's anything I can do, just call on me and I'll send it along with love from me to you. So Brock, we're gonna go back to the middle part, which is I got time to help the homeless right there. Time to help the homeless and shelter them inside. I've got plans to help the hopeless that keeps me satisfied. Woo, if there's anything that you want, if there's anything I can do, just call on me and I'll send it along with love from me to you, to you, to you, to you.
Thank you. Let's show Michael some love. That's a fine way to get this morning started. And as always, when you hear something that you like, use your reaction button and or clap in the webcam so people know that you're enjoying or feel moved by what you're hearing. So I am going to bring us into our more meditative time. So as you continue to get comfortable and relax even more deeply into this time of worship, prayer, and meditation, let's open our hearts to receive the message of today's daily word. I'm going to look through the gallery here and see if I have a volunteer. Is there anyone who would like to read the daily word today? If you would, just indicate that by, again, using the reaction button or waving your hand at the camera. I'm going to be speaking a lot today, so you don't want to hear my voice read that one too. So I will be patient and wait while I look for a volunteer. Karen, do you have it handy all the way from Switzerland by any chance?
Unfortunately, no, it's somewhere stuck in the mail.
Oh, okay,
Sorry.
That's all right. Just thought I would ask. I'm going to keep looking. Lynn Zachariah, do you happen to have it handy? No. Oh my goodness. Judy, thank you. You are saving the day here.
Just got it. What day is it? The 7th.
Just the 7th. Yeah.
Excuse me. Okay. World peace. Celebrating diversity and affirming unity. I am a presence of peace in the world. The road to world peace begins with my open-hearted acceptance of those who are different than me. Our world is vast and diverse, and its people come from a wide variety of cultures and histories. The more I learn about those whose lives differ from mine, the more I can appreciate their perspectives and empathize with their struggles. When I make the decision to understand others, I discover that judgment fades in the light of compassion. Today, I sow peace through my acceptance and understanding. Peace in the world grows as I join my brothers and sisters in celebrating the glory of human diversity and affirming oneness in God. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. Isaiah 2:4.
Thank you so much, Judy. Appreciate that. So, as we take that into our hearts, let us remember that Unity Spiritual Center is a center of prayer and healing. And during this time of shelter in place, things are starting to open up, but we are still sheltering in place. I want you to know that your prayer requests are always welcomed, either by sending them through the mail or emailing them, leaving a message on our office phone number. Jerry will put that contact information in the chat right now. Please know that we welcome them, and know with me for all the prayer requests that have come in, that are spoken and unspoken, written and unwritten. whatever the situation is that is facing the people who are requesting prayer, we can affirm with and for them that divine order and divine love is present in their lives. But now is the time to make our prayers audible and to share your prayer needs with your spiritual family here if you choose to. So again, either using the chat function or by waving your hand at the webcam, please do share your prayer need with us so that we can support you and stand with you. Michael will take us through the song that we always use during this time of sharing prayer requests. And as always, we will bless your prayer request by singing "Your Prayer is Our Prayer Too."
We are connected by the heart. Where do you end? Where do I start? Whatever you feel, I feel too. You're a part of me, I'm a part of you. Your prayer is my prayer too. Your prayer is my prayer too.
So we have a prayer request from Valerie, who is asking for prayers for Tess.
Your prayer is my prayer too.
Any other prayer requests? One from Josephine and Ruben. Prayers to the teachers and the school staff that they may all get vaccinated as school begins to open.
Your prayer is my prayer too.
And Lynn is asking for prayers for her grandson, Hayden.
Your prayer is my prayer too.
And Rosa is asking for prayers for Teresa Hernandez, who is moving to Southern California.
Your prayer is my prayer too.
And we'll have to tell Teresa that she can still join us, as we've got a San Diego resident, actually two. We've got Gloria on today, and we also have Marcy. So we know that even with the move, you can still join us.
Your prayer is my prayer too.
And Judy is asking for prayers for her friend who is planning her escape from domestic abuse.
Your prayer is my prayer too.
Ruben.
I pray that God gives me humility and understanding.
Your prayer is my prayer too.
Any other prayers? Well, as you know, we also have a time in our service where we ask for people to share their blessings, things that they're grateful for or thankful for. This is your time to share those with your spiritual family here so that we can celebrate with you. Well, I'm celebrating seeing our dear friends joining us either for the first time in a while or joining us by video. So it's great to see your beautiful face, Kathy and Vera and Lynn and Gloria. And always it's a treat to see Karen joining us from Switzerland. Rosa, so great to see you. So I'm grateful for our technology that's keeping us connected. And Valerie is celebrating the news that Chris and Allison will have a baby in September. Always wonderful news. Josephine is grateful for the sun and for the upcoming rain. Anything else to celebrate, to share with your community? Alan is sharing that his wife and he have both had vaccine shots with no side effects. Awesome. And thankful that he is able to join all of us. And Alan, we are so grateful that you're able to join us as well. Susan is so excited to announce that she's going to be a great grandmother come September. That is fantastic news. Josephine and Ruben are grateful for the surprise breakfast in bed, buttered toast made by your boys. That's awesome. Marcy is grateful that Ryan completed his Eagle Scout project yesterday, leading a team to plant 25 oak trees. Wow, 20 feet each in the Arboretum and Memorial Park, Houston. He's now an Eagle Scout, and she will let us know when that's official. What a wonderful project. That's great news, Marcy. Anything else you want to share that you are feeling particularly blessed by? IKEA is grateful for 2 COVID shots and recent success with a poetry publication. Congratulations. It's great news, both of them. Anything else? Karen, yeah.
I'm grateful for an unexpected hospital visit that turned out to be everything was okay, and in the process, one of those serendipitous moments where you meet a person who is just totally inspiring. My roommate in overnight just was one of those blessings to meet a person like that who has come through some troubled times in a very positive way. So I'm grateful for all of that.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that, Karen. And Judy is grateful to be here with all of us. We are grateful she is with us as well. IKEA is grateful for benign results of 2 biopsies this week. Wonderful. Oh, and Lynn is grateful for me and my loving commitment to us all. I do feel committed to you all. And thank you so much, Lynn, for saying that. Anything else? Anything else that people would like to share?
Juanita has her hand up.
Juanita.
I'm just grateful for all the brave souls that have changed their minds and were doubted about the believing in and getting their vaccines. I'm so grateful for all the people that have joined the forces for the good of all.
Yeah, it's wonderful to see those numbers rise, isn't it, in terms of the percentage of people with vaccinations. I agree. Yes. Thank you, Juanita. All right, last call for blessings, for spoken blessings. Anyone else?
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
Give thanks for this opportunity to bless and to be blessed in spirit. We give thanks for the knowledge that when we ask, it will be given to us. When we seek, we will find. When we knock, the door will be opened to us. We give thanks for the feelings of peace and comfort and connection that we're able to feel even through technology. And we give thanks for the privilege of praying for others in our community, in our nation, and in our world. Always and in all ways, no matter what the circumstances may be, we know that divine love and divine order is everywhere present. And so it is. Amen.
There's a storm brewing inside of me. Clouds moving around my heart. Something's changing that I can't see. I'm stuck in what I know is safe and where I'm supposed to be. I feel the call of something more. I feel the call of something I never felt before. I feel the call of something more. I feel the call asking, what am I here for? 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 They say that pain pushes till the vision pulls. Feels like my safety nets have fallen down. I wish I had a map of where to go. I've got this feeling in my soul that when I get there I will know. I feel the call of something more. I feel the call of something I never felt before. I feel the call of something more. I feel the call asking, what am I here for? 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 I wanna make a move right now, though I don't know when or how. But when I trust and I know the truth, my heart will point the way. There is more of me to share, so today I do declare I will take that step in faith and let my light shine. I feel the call of something more. I feel the call of something I've never seen before. I feel the call of something more. I feel the call to be someone I've never been before. I feel the call of something more. I feel the call asking, what am I here for? 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 What am I here for?
Thank you, Michael. That was beautiful. Today is the first day of the rest of your life. I am betting that's a phrase that you've heard before, and it's a good point to keep in mind as I begin a two-part look this month at callings, the times in our life where we felt called to do something, explore something, or be something. Now, as you may remember, this year we're looking at spiritual seeds, the spiritual teachings and spiritual teachers in our lives that have been significant. And so for our look at callings, I'm going to pull out this old phrase from the 70s, a phrase that was so significant to me that I had it on a poster in my room as a high school student. Today is the first day of the rest of your life. Now, the reason I'm looking at callings this month is because, as you know, this month we are marking the 1-year anniversary of when the world as we knew it completely stopped. Here in the Bay Area, it was on March 17th, St. Patrick's Day. And because we had never lived through such a time before, we all just kind of hunkered down into survival mode, into figuring out how to get our basic needs met and how to avoid getting exposed to a potentially deadly virus. But now that it's been a year and we're starting to see many people get vaccinated, as someone mentioned in our gratitude portion, we're beginning to see the signs of spring. And with all of this, you may be feeling a stirring in your heart to expand the way you've been thinking for a year. Perhaps being largely shut inside for a year has rekindled a desire to travel or to engage in volunteer work of some sort, to pursue a new hobby, or even to switch careers. Writer Jim Harrison said that the only durable sense of success is if you've followed your calling. It's an interesting phrase, isn't it? That success is measured by whether you followed your calling. And if anyone, like me, watched the PBS special on Friday night given by Ken Dykewald on the third age of our lives, which I do highly recommend watching when they repeat it, they'll know that he said in that special that in their later years, people move past the desire to be successful into the period of wanting to be significant. And often that significance is found in a calling. But before we go too far down this path, let me describe what a calling is. The dictionary describes a calling as a strong inner impulse toward a particular course of action, especially when accompanied by conviction of divine influence. So in that definition, we learn two things. One, that it's usually about taking action of some sort. And two, that the person feeling that impulse often has the conviction of it being divine influence. In other words, that it's a calling from God. Now, many times we hear the word calling in the context of ministry, that someone was called to become a minister. And as a minister myself, I can tell you that, yes, I received a calling. And more specifically, I received a calling to become a unity minister so that I could be the minister of this church, our church. You'll never hear me say that I'm going to go serve another church, because it's this church, Unity Spiritual Center, that was and is the church I was called to serve, the only church. And I know that. So I'm actually struck by Lynn's kind comment. It's very timely, isn't it, as I talk about feeling called to serve this church. But I did receive callings before that. And in fact, more than 20 years ago, I was called to become a spiritual director. Now, I know some of you may have heard me tell this story before, but I want to repeat it because it demonstrates how divine doors can open in amazing ways when you follow the promptings of your spirit. In 1999, so 22 years ago, I was unhappy in the job that I was in, which was director of marketing for the Institute of Noetic Sciences. And I was looking for new challenges, something that felt more aligned with my deepest values. And toward that end, I subscribed to a newsletter on making career transitions. And in it, I read an article about someone who was a spiritual director. Now, I was not raised Catholic, and so I had never even seen or heard that phrase before. But immediately I was intrigued. And I had looked at different points in my education and career at social work and the ministry as a possible career option. But there was something about these words, spiritual direction, that really captivated me. So I did internet research on the term and discovered Mercy Center in Burlingame, California, which literally was like 20, 30 minutes away from where I lived. And what's most amazing, and where it really felt like the divine was involved, is that as I was reading this, I discovered that a year-long training in spiritual direction was going to start in just a few days. So I called Mercy Center and I asked if I could just attend that coming Saturday session. And if it wasn't for me, I would just pay them for the day. Now, I am sure that they made an exception in my case. And if they didn't, I am sure that I never would be able to do that today. But for whatever reasons, those divine doors opening, the woman in the office said, yes, you are welcome to come on Saturday. And so I found my place in the classroom, and 10 minutes within hearing the lecture, I just felt this inner eureka. Like, yes, this is it. This is what I've been looking for many, many years. Now, since then, of course, their policies have changed. One has to be in spiritual direction for at least a year before they can apply, and the application process is a lot more stringent. And I wonder, because of the pandemic, if they'll keep their classes on Zoom. You know, maybe they won't even have a classroom situation anymore. But I've joked before that somehow I managed to just squeeze my way under the iron gates at Mercy Center, because that call was so strong. And I will always be grateful for those years and that training. And as some of you know who have been on a USC women's retreat with me, Mercy Center is always going to be one of my spiritual homes. So I tell the story again because I truly felt called, guided to a practice I hadn't even known existed, and one that continues to enrich my life in immeasurable ways. And ultimately, pursuing that calling led to a new calling, which was the call that I am serving now, the call to be a minister. But I want to emphasize that calls don't have to be about big changes. They don't have to be professional, and they certainly don't have to be about ministry. They can be about all kinds of things. And so I'm going to tell another story that you may have heard me tell before, the story of Sir Timothy Clifford. And again, I'm repeating it because it illustrates a point about callings so well. And years ago, I read in the New York Times something that really stayed with me. It was a story about a Scottish museum director, Sir Timothy Clifford, who, while visiting the Cooper Hewitt Museum and looking through a number of old boxes that had been largely ignored by that museum staff, discovered a drawing that he and other experts agreed was a work by Michelangelo. But that wasn't why the story stayed with me. There was one paragraph in the story that really got my attention and still does. It's pretty amazing. This is what it said. Early in his career, Sir Timothy was an assistant curator at the Victoria and Albert Museum in London, working on ceramics. As a small child, he collected porcelain and was so obsessed that he used to go to bed with his cups and saucers, stroking them to determine by touch in the dark whether he could figure out which factories in France made what. Now, I think you'll agree with me that that is just extraordinary. I mean, I don't know any boys or girls who would cuddle their cups and saucers under the covers to identify them by touch. But the reason why I love this story so much is because it is such a marvelous example of paying attention to what it is that we delight in as individuals, what we've always delighted in. By doing that, we receive such clues about what it is that we can contribute to the world. And you know, in this year of sheltering in place, we've had a different kind of time to dwell in. We've had a different experience. And I think because of the dire nature of this global disease, we've probably spent time thinking about what we want our lives to be about, what it is that we hope to do. And perhaps you've explored this idea that was expressed so well by Frederick Buechner, who said the place that God calls you to is the place where your deep gladness and the world's deep hunger meet. So what about you? What brings you deep gladness? What experiences have you had following the breadcrumbs of your interest or your attention or your curiosity and discovering at the end of the trail an incredible feast? And have any new callings arisen during this time of sheltering in place? You know, I'm always amazed when I work on lessons for the week, how serendipity plays such an amazing part in what I'm thinking about or what I'm researching. And today, this morning, literally today, it was either in the Washington Post or the New York Times, there was an article about people who have completely changed their lives in the course of a year. And I recommend if you're intrigued looking it up. Some really amazing transformations have happened for people. And again, not just professional. You know, in one case, they interviewed a woman who had decided to divorce. She was in her late 60s and she said, I don't have a job now or a marriage to define me. And it was time to see who I am and what I am meant to do in the world. Somebody else was having a operation to more specifically indicate the gender that she identified with. Other people were starting restaurants or going back to school. So there's a lot of possibilities that may have come up for you during this pandemic. And if they haven't, I really encourage you to start thinking about what's surfacing in your mind or your heart. What are some things that you might want to explore as we are able to re-enter the world more safely? So as I mentioned, we're going to keep looking at this idea of callings. And later this month on the 21st, when I speak again, I'm going to explore different ways in which you might discover some callings. So if you don't have any ideas I will be speaking about methods that you might be able to figure some out. But in the meantime, I do encourage you to continue thinking about the callings that you've received in your life and how you may have responded to them in the past. And again, to reflect on whether or not there may be new callings that are whispering to you right now. So may we discover the places where our deep gladness and the world's deep hunger meet. May we have confidence that our own version of teacups under the covers can have ramifications beyond our imagining. May we listen for God's whisperings and guidance. And may we joyously live our callings. And so it is. Thank you, God. And Michael, we didn't talk about this, but I'm going to need you to pray.
All right, we can do this.
Because in order to begin to discern what our callings are or what may be calling us now, we have to listen to ourselves. And because of the nature of this sheltering in place, maybe we haven't really given ourselves that time just to relax and to listen. So often that still small voice can get drowned out, and it can be a rare thing just to sit in the silence and listen. So that is what I'm going to give you the opportunity to do here today. And just for a few moments here, I'm not going to say anything. I just want you to listen to your life, what's wanting to be expressed in you and through you at this time. Just become aware of what comes up for you and what your soul may be saying to you right now about what's calling you. So I am going to look through. That was only 3 minutes. And as I sometimes say in my retreats, it's amazing what thoughts can come to you just in 3 minutes, isn't it? And how hard it is sometimes for us to take that time. So just scrolling through your faces in the gallery, did people have some thoughts, some interesting, I see some heads nodding, some interesting thoughts or perhaps things to follow in your research or just to continue reflecting on. And I love that Alonzo falls asleep with his Lego creations. So who knows? Maybe they'll be writing stories about him in the New York Times someday. Thank you for sharing that. So I will look forward to hearing more from you about what comes to mind as we continue musing about this, about what may be calling to us right now. Such an interesting time, isn't it? It feels like as we start to, as we start to go forward into the world, as things start opening up, we're going to be recreating it in so many interesting ways, right? In some ways, it's going to be like a brand new world for us. So thank you for musing with me about what our future individually and collectively might look like. So let us affirm who we are as a community and say our wonderful tagline. It's become a tagline. Here at Unity Spiritual Center, we are an ocean of love. Look at those hands. Love those hands. Here at Unity Spiritual Center, we have an inspiring vision, an exciting mission, and compelling values by which we strive to live. And I welcome you if you want to say them along with me. They're beautiful words. A lot of thought was put into them. Our vision is centered in God. We co-create a world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening. Our mission is we are a creative, joy-filled spiritual community dedicated to healing, inspiring, and transforming the lives of all people through prayer, education, and love. And our values are, we are spirit-led, generous with resources, inclusive, joyously creative, and guided by integrity. And feeling inspired by our vision, mission, and values, feeling enriched by what we've experienced here today and what we're going to experience in our hospitality hour. Let's take time now to be a channel for enrichment through our generous tithes and love offerings. As Michael sings another beautiful song, please take that time to write out a check to USC or to log on to our website. Looks like Jerry just put that information in the chat, so you've got a direct link and you can make a donation online. So let's take time. Awesome. Let's take time now to bless our tithes and our love offerings, putting them in our hands, in reality or figuratively, or next to our hearts as we say our offertory prayer. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God.
I think we have to talk for a second while we do this song. My mom was not really a sports girl or anything else like that. She worked in hospitals. She was a bacteriologist, a lab worker, those kind of things. And so what she'd learned from my dad and all her dads was this one phrase that worked for everything, and she would use it over and over again. And the phrase was follow through. So if I was playing baseball or volleyball, football, didn't matter what I was playing, or skating or whatever, follow through, make sure it's okay. And that stuck with me. And she lives by that bit too, because I just had a long conversation with her, and she had learned to use her new headphones over her hearing aids, and we had a great conversation on the phone with no yelling and it all worked out. She figured it out for herself. So here's her song about her way of getting through life, and I think everyone should pay attention because it works for me. Like I say, there's 1,000 different ways to get through life, and they all work. My mama told me a long time ago something that you ought to know. She said no matter how far you get in this life, you can take this wherever you go. You gotta hold your head up, keep your eye on the ball, put your heart in whatever you do. And when it comes time to keeping on, you just gotta follow through. Every little chance, every opportunity, another little dance with your destiny. Hold it in your hand as it was meant to be. A tiny grain of sand, now a mountain mystery. 'Cause my mama told me a long time ago something that you ought to know. She said no matter how far you get in this life, you can take this wherever you go. You gotta hold your head up, keep your eye on the ball, put your heart in whatever you do. And when it comes time to keeping on, you just gotta follow through. Everything should grow, make the space to let it in. Let your river flow, for it will rain again. Sing your song out loud, no holding back your dreams again. Stand out from the crowd, but happy in the skin you're in. 'Cause my mama told me a long time ago something that you ought to know. She said no matter how far you get in this life, you can take this wherever you go. You gotta hold your head up, keep your eye on the ball, put your heart in whatever you do. And when it comes time to keeping on, you just gotta follow through. You just gotta follow through. You just gotta follow through.
Thank you. Awesome.
My mama said.
Mama knows best. She's still going strong, isn't she?
Yes, she's had it all. She's playing bridge 2 times a week. She goes, we'd be playing 3 times a week, but Irv died last week, so we have to find a new fourth.
She's awesome. Oh, thank you for sharing stories of her. It was great to meet her during our our concert last December. That was really fun. So please join with me in blessing our offering. Spirit of the living God, bless the acts of our hands, our minds, our hearts. May everything offered here at Unity Spiritual Center be a reflection of all that is good within us. Grant us the courage to patiently listen for the stirring of your presence. Enliven our spirits with humor. Fill us with reverence for one another and gratitude for our diversity. May unity, beauty, and truth be the fruit of all we do. And so it is. Amen. And since I mentioned Mercy Center, I will tell you that I adapted that prayer from something that I got at Mercy Center. I just think it's so beautiful. So, few quick announcements. As always, we will be having our Zoom hospitality gathering directly following this time here today. Just stay on the link and we will gather together as a community. If you weren't here last week, you may not know that we have 2 new board members, and let's see if I can move quickly enough to show you who they are. Maybe not. Let's see, there she is. All right, I see Helen. That's who I was looking for. So Helen Yee is joining us as a board member, and Randy, I know, is here. Randy, there you go. Randy Swindell. So please join me in welcoming our new board members. We are really thrilled that they are with us. And now you can relax. I will remove your spotlights. We are continuing to do a daily word reading and guided meditation every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 noon. Please join us, even if you haven't before. It's really fun. We've gotten people from all over. There's someone in New Jersey, Catherine, who joins us pretty regularly. Our beloved Karen from Switzerland. So it's really quite a wonderful group, and it's been growing. So even if you can only come, occasionally or even just one time, we welcome you. And it will only take 15 minutes out of your day. So hope to see you there. We also want to let you know, it sounds like a number of you are taking advantage of the gift that Reverend Brock is giving us by making prayer appointments, serving as a prayer chaplain during this time. His contact information is printed in our newsletter, and you can always go through my email address too if you'd like to be in touch with him for one-on-one prayer. And I think with that, we will look for our children. I want to see that Lego creator. I'm sure he's here. There he is. All right, we're getting a spotlight there. And don't know if Annette is here. Let's see. Sorry, did I just remove the spotlight? I think I did.
We're seeing the boys.
You're seeing the boys? Okay, good. Yeah. So you see them on Spotlight, huh?
Yes.
All right, great.
They're pinned.
Because all of a sudden I can't. So good. So let's bless them. Let's bless these awesome young men of our future. We may be reading about in newspapers in 30 years. You never know. But with parents like Reuben and Josephine, I'm betting it could be very likely. So Alonzo and Santiago, we love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. And we behold the presence of God in you, empowering you to do great things. And with that, let us sing our peace song.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let me walk with my family in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
So as we go forward into our day and into our week, let us continue to think about what might be calling us, what God might be whispering in our ear to explore in the future of 2021 and beyond. And let us know that whatever that might be, we will always be accompanied by Spirit, because the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. Wherever I am, God is. And all is well. Thank you, God. Thank all of you for joining us. So wonderful to see your faces. And again, if you want to take a 3-minute break or so to get something to drink, please come back and join us, and we will have a more intimate discussion at this very same Zoom link. So I will see you soon.
Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. All your life you were only waiting for this moment to arise. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these sunken eyes and learn to see. All your life you were only waiting for this moment to be free. Blackbird fly. Blackbird fly into the light of a dark black night. Blackbird fly. Blackbird fly into the light of a dark black night. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. And take these sunken eyes and learn to see. All your life you were only waiting for this moment to be free. You were only waiting for this moment to arise. You were only waiting for this moment to arise.
Beautiful, Michael. You've been in fine fiddle today.
All right.
Thank you so much.
All right. I'll see you all later. I'm going to jump into my students and off we go.
All right. Have a great day. Bye. All right. Let's see who's here. Awesome. Awesome. And Shirley, I loved seeing that you wrote that in the chat. Did you hear me say awesome? It was like, that is so great. That's exactly what I wanted people to do, is to share what maybe came up during the meditation for them, or what has been calling you. And that's what I'd like to do during our hospitality hour today, if people are open to that. What's been calling you? What are you thinking about these days? Did anyone happen to catch that Ken Dykewald thing on PBS? Yeah, really good. And it was so much fun because, oh yeah, definitely stop. Let's see, I'm gonna stop recording.